So working with Pam has been a really, I think, helpful experience for all of us in our organization, but for our leadership team, it's been especially helpful. And for me personally, being able to work with Pam, her method is so open. She really meets you where you're at. She helps you dig deeper into areas that maybe you didn't know you needed to. She helps you see things that you didn't know you needed to look at. And I think she has a really good way of helping you recognize, and for me, especially helping me recognize patterns that I bring into not just this workplace, but maybe where I was bringing that in other areas. And I think the bigger ripple effect for me personally was just how her method of walking us through things really helped me see how I was showing up, what maybe agenda that I was bringing into the experience that I didn't even realize I had on board, and how that was impacting things. And I took that away from our work together in our business, and I also was able to apply those things in my personal life. So I had a lot of crossing over. And our agency was really working on trying to find better ways to build trust within our leadership team. We were working on ways to demonstrate that we saw value in our employees in positive ways, to improve the way that we interacted with each other and them, and to help understand where tensions were happening in our leadership team that created an impact for our employees, how we were showing up in meetings with them from our tensions. That really helped us create the workplace that we wanted. It helped us create a workplace that people felt like they had a voice, that they could come and hear what we had to say, and we could hear what they had to say, that we could have collaborative conversations, that we could have honoring conversations and much more respectful conversations with each other. And I think Pam really helped us highlight maybe where we struggled to empower ourselves, maybe where we weren't so comfortable empowering others because of that maybe deficit in ourselves. And so the positive impact on our employees was being able to be collaborative as leaders, to still say we make mistakes sometimes too, and it's okay for all of us to learn from those things together. I think we all became better leaders and decentralized that power dynamic more, which helped our entire organization feel that collective value, that we were all putting in equal efforts just in different areas, and that none of us were more valuable or important than the other, that we were all very important pieces of an intricate working together. And that took a while for us to get to that point. And Pam was very patient with our process. We would take a step forward, sometimes go backwards a little bit, and she just met us where we were, and she would bring us back to positive connecting moments that we had had previously, would remind us of sometimes the good work that we had done when we couldn't see it ourselves, and settle us back into our focus when we got unfocused, when we started getting scattered and maybe focusing on the problems more than the solutions, where we weren't connecting more than where we were. And she followed us in that process for a very long time, and there was movement forward all the time, even when we couldn't see it. And she was very patient with bringing us into that. She was very patient with being honest with us, when in the most gentle way possible, in that being honest with your people in your leadership is the most respectful form of treating them. To be clear about what you need, about what you're seeing and what you want, is a respectful way to interact with people. And holding that back is dishonoring our relationship and breaking some of that trust. When you're working with nonviolent communication, building that trust is so valuable, and taking ownership for when that trust gets broken is, I think, even more valuable. And she really helped us see that. Some of the things I think that were surprising that came out of this longer process that we went through was that there were a lot more commonalities amongst us than differences. And the differences really were just the ways that we were putting those things out there. All of us had had our own traumas that made us less or more likely to show up in different ways. And there were way more similarities in our stories, way more similarities in our struggles. And we were able to really pull out the parts of us that connected with each other, that we were so alike in certain ways, and empathize with each other so that we can make stronger connections. And what has come out of that is that even when we have disagreements and we struggle to understand each other, it doesn't turn negative anymore. It doesn't turn into a space where we need to take a breather and resettle ourselves. We're able to continue to process with each other safely through that and get to a point where we're all really valuing where we came from and valuing the process that we just went through together, that built even more trust because we stuck with it, because we were trying really hard and intentionally being respectful and open to each other when that was hard. And every time we were able to do that, we built more trust and those conversations got easier. We were intentionally showing up for each other in all the ways that Pam showed us how to do. And it allowed us to see the work that we were all putting in, that we were all really valuing each other in this process to continue to show up in these really difficult ways. And it was really surprising at how common we all were in certain areas when we had come in feeling so different.